Hello, welcome to another video by Indicator Vault. This is Ronald, and in this video, we're going to go over the price action here in this big uptrend on the British pound US dollar 4-hour chart. You see here, I've got hidden at the moment the logic day trading indicator in the price action origin, and then the scientific scalper down here on the bottom. And so, starting with the scalper, it's the two-part confirmation that this indicator provides. When the background is blue, it is indicating price is in an uptrend. And when it's red, indicating in a downtrend. And then the second part is you see these bars, these vertical lines here. The red is going to be a sell signal with the green being a buy signal. So you want these two line up showing the same direction that price is going to go. Now, we're not going to go through the replay tool with this, but I do want to say, during all of this, the background was red, except maybe here it turned blue for like a quick move up and then continued down. But right here is when it changed to blue background, when it broke above this high here and this high, indicating possible trend change. It did turn red here, could have caught this move down, then quickly changed back to blue and pretty much stayed blue this entire way up here. So this is obviously quite a move that lasted for end of September to about the midway point through December. So about 6 weeks or so. So quite an up move where you could have been catching a lot of these here. And we're going to go over a few. I'm not going to bring in the price action origin just yet. That's just going to be a quick thing later on. But what you can use these two indicators alone, the scientific scalper and logic day trading for, is, very, as far as visually seeing, it's going to be quite easy if you just couple it with, concepts that are very simple with price action. So we're going to go through most of these green buy zones, right? Because again, the background's telling us it's in an uptrend. And of course, seeing on this time frame, if we are believing the trend's going to continue for a while, we can look at these recent highs where liquidity is going to rest and expect them to be some take profit levels. As far as the long term, as far as near term trades, we're just looking at the most recent highs to be taken out and have new highs created. So a simple thing, this one doesn't quite give it. There's an ideal one later on, but I want to start here. When we see obviously the blue background, the green buy signal, we ideally want the green bar to show up inside of the logic day trade buy zone. Okay. However, the buy zone is only going to form after this shows, right? So even if this green bar was inside of these candles, the logic day trade buy zone forms after this candle close. But that's all right because we're waiting on the retracement back into the zone before we buy. So of course, we see it move up here. And the reason we can take this retracement is because price has not created a new higher high yet. It hasn't done its job. All right. Now, like I said, this one isn't super clean, but I wanted to start with it here. This one probably would have resulted in a loss, just to be transparent, because this is probably news related. Took the low and then it ran higher, but we had the criteria met here. Let's go to this next one. Again, just looking for buys because we're in an uptrend. We see the green buy signal, not inside of the buy zone, but we do not see price yet make a new higher high. We see it wick above this one, but it hasn't done its job as far as taking out this one. So we can buy on the retracement back into the zone and then watch price continue higher. A great trade there. And now here is probably the most ideal one that I wanted to get to. Blue background, green buy signal, green vertical bar with the blue background. And then on this candle close is when the buy zone, the buy signal forms for the logic day trading indicator. Then what does that very next candle do? Wicks right perfectly into what looks to be the open of this demand zone. So that was a perfect one to get in on. And of course, great take profit levels as far as this first high for some partials quickly gets there. And then of course takes out this high after, probably another week or so. So this was a perfect example here, kind of the ideal scenario. And if you get comfortable with price action, you can work with some of these other ones because they are still kind of grouped together. And again, the main thing you want to filter out with something like this and something like this one is that if price is in an uptrend, we needed to make higher highs. And so it hadn't done that yet. So the trade is still valid. But again, this is going to be the ideal one that you're looking for. Logic day trade marks out the buy signal in the zone. And then the very next candle, or at least soon after, you're going to see price retrace back into the zone and then fly up, all while the scientific scalper is lining up with that zone as well. And then we have one here. It didn't play out in the sense that we did not have a retracement back into it soon after. Price just flew up. If this candle did not close above here, I probably would have been more comfortable getting into a trade because price did not create a higher high yet. However, it just really did not give us time at all. Price just had this super strong impulsive move up, didn't give a super clean entry. If maybe price just closed right, maybe here, halfway to this next high, would have been a little bit better. But of course, again, the ideal scenario is price within the next, maybe 1, 2, 3 candles, wicks back down into the zone before continuing up. But we had that same criteria met here. The buy signal is inside of this zone. Here we have another good example. Not ideal because the green bar is not inside of this zone, but we still have the criteria met to take this up move. We have the buy signal here with the scientific scalper. Right after this candle closes, we then get the buy zone for the logic day trading. And then let me zoom in on it. Same thing. The very next candle wicks into the zone here. And we're comfortable taking that trade because it has not created a higher high according to its most recent highs, right? After this candle closes, we haven't taken out this, or this high. So those are all, can be take profit levels. Obviously, these are super close together. You might as well just have one partial here, maybe at this high, then with another one here. And then maybe your third would be the more recent higher highs. Excuse me, the more long-term higher highs, right? So look at that. Perfect. I mean, that's not the ideal scenario, but it still meets the criteria to get into a buy. We're in an uptrend, blue background, green bar, buy zone forms without taking out the highs yet. So we can get in on this wick back into the zone, maybe take profit 1, take profit 2, and then hold for this take profit 3, which we can see just goes right into it. And great trade there. Of course, you would typically want to put your stop loss below the zone. We have here, just eyeballing it, looks like a nice fib retracement. Yep, wicks just below the 70.5. This would still have been kind of a risky one to take. One, because we don't have the green bar anywhere near this price action. It would have been nice to have this candle probably wick back down into this down close candle, but we don't get that either. However, still strong impulsive move. And again, this is just the one time frame I'm going off of, the 4 hour. I really like to include multiple different time frames to refine the trades, but this video I just want to go over just how even one time frame can give some good entries. So that's mostly the idea I want to go with. Just some simple price action as far as retracements and going back into the zones that the logic day trading indicator marks out. And then I just also want to bring up, if you want to use a third indicator, price action origin could be a good one to put in as well. And so let me bring up the settings of it. And this is going to draw out the pin bar, double bar, and vertical bar patterns on your chart. And so when you see one of these, for instance, we've got price might be changing as far as going to a downtrend. We've seen a lot of these lows now broken. And so we're probably going to see a lot of ranging. So it's kind of figuring out where its next trend is going to be. But just an example here, you had the buy zone with the logic day trade, right with a vertical bar inside of the zone. And of course, if we had a green bar here inside of the zone as well, we could feel very comfortable taking a buy here. But price action has been kind of messy lately. And that's just what happens when it's going to change a trend. Before it kind of gets in sync with order flow again, you're going to see just very squirrely back and forth, some whipsawing price action. And so that's where you just have to be patient and let price start to show its hand more and more. We could get into a downtrend, like I said, coming into this near future, but just right now we're letting it play out. But again, just with these couple indicators, like I said, some great trades to ride all the way up for a good 5, 6, 7 weeks with the British pound, US dollar, all in here. Just with these indicator vault indicators, the Scientific Scalper and the logic day trading. So I hope this video was helpful, and until next time, best of luck trading.